I hope you guys are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. One of the things that have made me feel better about everything is expressing myself through art. Just wanted to do something inspired by sunsets. I was sitting on my balcony and just thinking that what a crazy time we live in. I think we take a lot of things for granted until it's taken away from us. It's a very simple look, but I find that it brought me so much peace and happiness. The first thing I did was put on some primer. I used the Mineral Veil Hourglass primer and it just created a very, very smooth canvas. And then I went in with this VDL Perfect Lasting Foundation. It's a little bit warmer than usual on my skin because I haven't been out in obviously like close to 3 weeks now, so I think I got a little bit paler. This foundation will look a little bit yellowy on me. I'm using this new Innisfree brush, this foundation brush that I saw a bunch of YouTubers use. I don't know how I feel about it. It does distribute the products everywhere, but you kind of need a sponge to tap it out because of the streaks anyways. I guess you could use it, but I don't know how much I like it because I have to wash the brush every single time after using it anyways. After that, I'm just gonna use a dark circle concealer. A peachy tone will help cover up the blueness and the greenness that I have. I've been on my phone a lot. I think my screen time jumped up from like 6 to 8 hours a day, which is not great, but I'm working on it. You know, when I'm bored, I just go on TikTok and Instagram and just start scrolling, which is not the best idea, but sometimes you just can't help it. I'm going in with the SEM concealer. It's very inexpensive and it works super well. I don't know why I stopped using it. Sometimes you just start using new products and you forgot how good the older products are, but now that I have a little more time, I'm just trying to like rediscover things that I like. I'm also going to fill in my brows with this Cardium eye pen. I'm trying to use a warmer color because usually I use a soft black or granite. That's cool, but since this look is quite warm overall, I want it to blend very nicely. I want it to look very seamless, very blended, kind of inspired by watercolor and just blush draping, and I want everything to mesh together without any lines. Working on seamlessness because that's what we want to be in life, seamless. This saemmul yellow blush is beautiful and you don't really find that many yellow blushes, and it's quite inexpensive, so I was like, why not take it out to play today because I feel inspired. I'm tired but inspired. And perspired because I've been working out a lot also. Just gonna put this on top of my eyelid and put it on my cheekbones, and I just wanted to just blend it all out. Recently I have been very anxious. Sometimes I wake up at around 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. after going to sleep at 2, mind you, so I've barely gotten any sleep, and I think my heart just runs. Like my heart is beating. I have odd dreams about not being productive and just running, which is weird because I don't really know what dreams mean, but it's what I've been having. I have had anxiety, and sometimes I dream about having tests like from school, and then I realize that this situation, this anxiousness, is just me not being able to sit still with myself and always wanting to be productive. Because I know I have the privilege to work from home, I feel like I constantly have to be working because how could I not appreciate my privilege, right? But the truth of the matter is that my heart has been quite low. Like I feel like it's sinking because of all the things that are happening in the world today. I am very thankful for you guys. When you guys send me things, DM me about how much you care, it really does mean a lot because I know it comes from a place with love. I'm gonna go in with this eyeshadow palette by Holika. It's super cute. It's a very, I guess, brick rose color inspired, so it's sort of like warm dark browns and warm reds. So I'm gonna use this dark brick red color right here. It's very, very flattering. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put it very, very close to the lash line, and this will give sort of like a rusty colored effect. I'm gonna really hug the eyeline and not go up too high. I also realized my my complex with productivity stems from definitely when I was younger, growing up and going to Chinese school, growing up in an Asian household. I grew up in Malaysia, and in Malaysia, everything is very academically inclined and celebrated. Most of the time, you're only rewarded when you do something productive, like you do well on a test, you made some money, you learned a new skill. Anytime I would get attention from my parents, my teachers, and my aunts and uncles was when I got into a good school, I got good grades, or I made some money. Because I remember the feeling of like just not being enough unless I had a good report card. I think that's really traumatizing as a child, you know, and it stays with you throughout. And I constantly felt the need to prove myself. Always felt like I had to be the very best in what I was doing. Otherwise, I wasn't deserving of love. Because of all this conditioning, it just resulted in a lot of self-doubt, thinking that I'm not doing enough all the time, and thinking about what I can do, what I should do, instead of thinking about what I want to do. And so that's why I push myself and I'm very hard on myself. But I started to realize throughout all of this that, you know, bodies need rest, minds need rest. I remember this one quote that my Bahasa teacher, which is the national language in Malaysia, he taught me, you have to work hard, you can sleep when you're dead. At the time, I thought that was so inspirational and so important for me, because like, you're right, like I should take advantage of all the time that I have. But now growing older, I just realized that it's because of the scarcity mentality. We are just not afforded the same options of luxury. Understanding that made me understand that, you know, it's okay. I don't have to constantly be pushing myself. And that line stuck in my head for so long that I always felt guilty taking naps, resting, sleeping. And the truth of the matter is, I'm doing my best. I should tell myself that more often. And that is pretty much the finished look, you know. If you're feeling overwhelmed and anxious, I hope this video helps. And I want you to know that you are not alone in this, because this is like a collective experience. We're all going through this together. We don't know what to expect. We don't know what the right moves are, and that's okay. Sometimes you don't. Your value is not based on how productive you are and how much money you make and what your contribution in terms of finance is. Your value as a person is your kindness, your sense of humor, how much you love, how deeply you love. If the world operated on a currency of love and kindness, I think the world would be such a better place. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to me. I'll be back with more videos soon as I'm ready, and I love y'all. Thanks, guys. Bye.